Hey, it's Marie-France here, and we are having an amazing day here at Sisel with Thomas Jr., who is the brain behind this brand, and we're learning so much. But there's a question that everybody's asking is, what do we have to replace our mineral supplement, or the one that was in the past called Maximal, but we have something even better, I believe.
We do.
Okay.
Maximal at the time. In fact, Maximal is the only product that I personally patented. In fact, right after I graduated the University of Utah, my father came to me and said, "Tom, colloidal minerals are very popular and people are very interested because the USDA has said since the early 1900s they've measured spinach and broccoli and cauliflower and lettuce. We're down 70% in minerals, and there's a need, and people are using colloidal minerals." And so I had, just graduated, and I thought, well, where do we get our minerals? Our minerals from our diet, we don't go up there and bite off a big piece of a granite or marble or, all these other mineral sources. Naturally, our bodies consume them from plants.
Yes.
Those are the very best. What happens if you ever pictured a tree growing out of a rock ledge? You've seen those, beautiful.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Let's say it was an apple tree. It grew out of this rock cliff. The rock or the tree gets roots into the crevices. They secrete fulvic acid. Fulvic acid takes that inorganic granite and will dissolve it with fulvic acid into ionic. That's kind of like a magnet. It's attracted to things. Our bodies want ionic minerals, not colloidal. Colloidal means they just float in water.
Okay.
But they don't really do any, we can break them down, very low bioavailability. So the fulvic acid from the root hair brings that all the way through the plant, deposits in the apple. We eat the apple. Now we have consumed the mineral in ionic form, very small, very charged. Maybe it goes to a bone. Maybe it helps in an eye. Maybe it helps somewhere. We are made up of minerals and water. That's really what it comes down to. And so when colloidal minerals were popular, I thought, well, the industry's missing everything in the fact we need them ionic. And we need fulvic acid because just like the plant uses fulvic acid to bring them in, it also detoxifies the plant and removes heavy metals and takes toxins out. That's when I developed Maximal. Now, they weren't on the market here in Utah, and there's a few other places throughout the country. As dry as we are, one time we were a rainforest, and that one time was probably when Peter was a young boy, about 10 million years ago. And those rainforests obviously are gone, but they decomposed. There are rich layers, and guess what's left? The minerals and the fulvic acid. And so you can mine those. If you wait too long, too much pressure, it turns to coal. But before that, it's humates, it's fulvates, it's trace minerals. They're ionic, they're nutritious, and forever farmers have been going and getting those and putting them on their crops because guess what? They grow better and they increase in value. Now, science is still relatively young in what do trace minerals do. We know there's 13 major minerals that we need to have, and so, or vitamins and 9 minerals, and so, but we talk about calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. These are the main building blocks. Back in the 60s, selenium was considered a poison. Don't ever take it.
Yeah.
Now we know people are deficient in it. All these little, 70 some odd trace minerals do have a need in our body. Science is there. We know we're 70% deficient in most foods. Once again, when we were kids, food was more nutritious. We had to supplement to get that back because remember when a strawberry tastes like a strawberry?
Yeah.
I try to explain it to my kids. They're tart, they're sweet. Now you buy these big things.
Oh, yeah.
And they're hollow. They taste like cardboard.
Yeah, and they're sort of white inside. And
the only way they make them taste good is they dip them in chocolate.
Exactly.
That's not a strawberry. They're missing the vitamins.
Yeah.
My father understood when I was a kid, we grew 90% of what we ate. We had 2 gardens. One grew better than the other as far as flavor, color. Well, what we realized is this is where the pioneers always had a garden. We tilled up fresh soil. it had all the trace minerals. Because every time we pick the crops, we're robbing the trace minerals. Farmers only put back nitrogen and a few major minerals that increase size, but it doesn't increase nutrient value. Back to Maximal, I brought that product to the world, only product I personally have patented, and it became #1 with New Ways.
Yes.
And people have received that benefit. Well, of course, it became part of the Mower mission with me, and going to the next level, I've incorporated with many, many different products that we have here at Sisel, because I want people to have these trace minerals in their diet, because we're finding out all the time. In fact, one you have right there, which is Spectramax. Now, if you remember another product called Revenol?
Of course.
Yeah, Revenol was a big hit when I brought that out. Back at the time, Pignogenol was big, or White Pine Bar, Maritime Pine Bar. These one-off antioxidants, incredible.
Yeah.
But if we, looking at science, I realized that, and looking at a lot of cancer studies, you had great results with antigenesis, meaning stopping blood flow to tumors when you have multi-sources of antioxidants, broad spectrum antioxidants.
Yes.
Well, I was onto something with Revenol. I had 7. It was incredible. Nobody was doing that.
Yeah.
Well, how would you like to have 40?
40?
40, you got it, yeah. We cover, and the antioxidants usually are in the skins of blueberries, strawberries, polyphenols, flavonoids, catechins, all these classifications. What is a free radical? It is rust. It's oxygen, water on steel. It oxidizes the steel and creates rust. It's happening in our body right now.
Yeah.
Our natural processes produce free radicals that are breaking down the cells of our body. They're hurting our health. How do we defend it? With antioxidants. How do we get those? Through the foods that we eat.
Yeah.
They're deficient. So we have 40 in here, but guess what? Maximal with foldates, I've added that here too.
So you have your Maximal and your Revenol together.
Correct.
Yeah, antioxidant and
times 6.
Well.
So this protects our body, and this is one, in fact, we just had deal of the day on this. Once a year we bring this out at a really good price, and so worldwide we have this product. Tastes great. 40 different antioxidants, fulvic acid, the same technology that I did in Maximal in the day when it was revolutionary. But we've also incorporated that in other products too. I want everybody to be healthy, get the nutrition, get the trace minerals, get them in the right form, in the right quantity, so they can sustain great health overall. Now also with that, this is a concept Dad came up with, the triangle of life. He said, Tom, we need to protect our body. How do we do that? And I said, through broad spectrum antioxidants and trace minerals in the right form with Spectramax. Well, how do we build? Well, and Dad actually really got involved with this research. This is when resveratrol was first coming out.
Yes.
And being French, you might have heard of the French paradox. Why, with their semi-healthy diet along the Rhine River, are they living longer, have better heart health? Well, Dr. Sinclair, the University of Harvard, he studied thousands of substances they were consuming, and he found that resveratrol reactivated the sirtuin gene. We have 7 of those genes. The number 2 gene helps to restore, build our youthful hormone levels, which naturally shuts off when we're in our early 30s. It goes way down. When we're a baby, we age a day, we become a day older. But as we get older, pretty soon, one day we age 3 or 4 days. We accelerate. And that, he made a direct comparison with the sirtuin gene, but we can reactivate that and rebuild with resveratrol. I won't go into a lot of detail with this, but the cofactors in here with quercetin, the fact that it's liquid in nature, increases it hundreds of times more absorption, because if you take in a capsule and a tablet, we tell people hold this in your mouth because you get submucosal delivery, because you lose over 90% of it the first pass through the liver. So if it goes right to the gut, you lose a large portion of that.
So we want it to go through the blood.
We do.
So you keep
we
it
hold it
in
in our
your
mouth
mouth
for a minute, especially under the tongue, and our body will absorb it.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Red wine, they were holding that,
Oh, yeah.
eating a lot of cheese and a lot of bread and living longer.
Yeah.
They're one of those populations of people.
Yeah.
So part of the Mower mission is the fact that we study demographics, meaning people with superior health and what they do. The common sense things are people who don't smoke live longer.
Yes.
People who don't drink dirty water live longer. People who don't live with a lot of air pollution live longer. People who eat healthy live longer. But what we find is that nutrient deficiencies are a large component, but we also find nutrient can be very encouraging because it can lower cholesterol, improve heart health, reactivate genes, protect against free radicals. The biggest discovery ever that I've seen for regeneration is brown seaweed.
Of all the manufacturing processes Sisel uses, none is more unique or impressive than that used to produce our flagship product, Fucoidan UFG. The Power Pack Super Nutrient Fucoidan is abundantly found in the brown seaweed Limu moi, which has been used for centuries to promote good health throughout the South Seas region. Sisel's Limu moi is grown and sustainably harvested from the pristine waters off the coast of Tonga, then is frozen immediately after harvesting to preserve its nutritious value and active components. Sisel undertook a significant investment of time and resources in obtaining patents on a process that extracts 3 active biochemicals from the fucoidan molecules found in Limu moi. It's these 3 key active components that make our Fucoidan UFG beverage so potent, bioavailable, and effective. U is sulfated uronic acid, F is sulfated fucose, and G is sulfated galactose.
In Okinawa, more people lived over 100 years of age, and scientists, once again, that Dad was reading the studies, and more centenarians in that region were consuming brown seaweed. Well, that started scientists to look at why was that, and they found molecules within this called fucoidan in brown seaweed. Well, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of varieties of brown seaweed. We went through the world to find out which strain of this brown seaweed contained the most and the most even of each of these molecules, and that was Tonga. And the nice thing about it, it had probably the most pristine waters. It didn't have a lot of the nuclear testing that had gone more through French Polynesia and those areas. So it was more pristine, but it had the variety that contained those molecules. When Dad and I first looked at this, there were 20, 30 studies. Now there's over 3,000. Millions of dollars have been spent on, is it antiviral? Why does it lower cholesterol? Why does it make blood thinner? Why do people live longer consuming it? Out of that, the triangle of life was born. Dad realized that we can protect, we can build, we can regenerate. This is very adaptogenic, and it really has a lot to do with so many systems in our body. And so this is probably, if people ask me, Tom, what should I do for superior health and longevity? I say the triangle of life covers really what we're looking for. After that, we can get into some of the unique situations that you have. We can't fix ugly, but we can fix healthy.
Yeah, wow, this is amazing. So is there one of those products that will help to build the immune system as well? Because remember what?
Yep, and that is a product we have called colostrum.
Oh, yes.
So if you ask me about immune system, number one, I'm going to tell you 70% of it starts in your gut.
Yeah.
Well, you think about that newborn baby. What happens when a mother, a mammal, any mother mammal, what's the very first thing that it gives that baby?
Yeah, the breast milk.
Colostrum. And the first 5 days, it's colostrum.
Colostrum.
It's not even a food. It's colostrum because it's loaded with IgG, and when the baby ingests that, it totally fires up the immune system to give it the shield and the strength that it needs to defend itself against antigens that want to destroy its good health. Now, I'm a cattle rancher too. I carry colostrum because if I have a mother who is not nursing that calf, what's the first thing I do when I see it? I give it colostrum, and because it needs that.
Yes.
We have the very best, most concentrated colostrums that I've seen out there right now. There's a few unique things people say. Is it an A1 cow? Is it an A2 cow?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
that's a big issue right now. Well, it comes from A2 cows.
A2.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
this.
and that's more consumable
Yes.
for people.
Yeah.
I worry about those details. I worry if the farmer was left-handed or right-handed that milked the cow. That's my job in life. But I want to bring the best product to market. So we're one of the only ones that standardize our colostrum. I think we have 2,000 milligrams of colostrum. Most of them are about 1,000. We're the only one. Oh, one other one might have. I think it had 20% IgG. We standardize it at 40% IgG. Now, when we talk about allergies and immune system, we put bee pollen in there also.
Okay.
People with hay fever, with allergies and things like that really benefit from that. And also with the immune system. In fact, this is the colostrum product here.
Yeah. It's a powder form in
I
there.
take this every night. Yep.
Mix it with water.
Mix it with water. Yep.
Take
Tastes
more
great.
water.
Has kind of a honey flavor to it.
Oh.
And so you really like
Take it
that.
at night.
I take it at night.
Okay.
You can take it in the morning too.
Yeah.
But I usually take that and the
Okay.
collagen product at night together.
That's exciting. Oh my goodness, we have so much to learn, and I know we can listen to you
Well,
forever.
that's why I'm here.
I mean, like it's incredible.
This is the first day of a whole new beginning.
Yes, it's the first day, and the future looks really bright. So
it's incredible.
excited. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Unlike most manufacturers, this modernistic production facility has the capability to manufacture a myriad of items, including creams, lotions, powders, and liquids, comprising both non-food and food-grade products.